never seen innovations and nobody buys into it, what do you do?
Wow, those are very sincere and very frank statements of the reality of entrepreneurs in our part of the world. We are very unfortunate we are not in a part of the world where people are looking for people with ideas. The ideas of people crowdfunding people, as in people raising money. There are people who have raised money, they're just waiting for ideas. But I need to tell you today in Nigeria, there are already people who are already gathering. Professionals who are putting their money into crowdfunding platform. They're just looking for people with the best ideas. It's just for you to find new levels of friends or begin to search for the right information. At least I belong to a network I have from people. I run an NGO called Data Science Nigeria, and we have some people within the group that presents at a workshop hosted by different people every month where if your idea is good, they're willing to throw in some angel investment. 1 million, 100,000, 200,000, and all that. So don't say that. If that exists, it's an information you don't currently have. So I encourage you to go and Google for it. So idea pitch, they call it idea pitch. The person who has that question, just write it, idea pitch in Nigeria. There's a lot of idea pitch. And there are a lot of companies also that are doing idea pitch, where people come to pitch their ideas, and the best people are given some money. But the other problem I also need to say is that quite a lot of people, they get the money, they will not use the money to fund the idea. They will take the money, I have arrived. And I said, my uncle said, go and buy the second one. They give you money to go and invest in business. You now go and change your shoes, you go and buy your jacket. The question is, where you got the money? You never did any jacket or shoe. Without jacket or shoe, you got the business. You got the money. Now money has come. You feel you now need to change your jacket. You now need to go and look for designer's jacket of 70,000. Before you know it, the money has crashed. And you wake up in 3-4 and say, it's the demons from my mother's village. They have told me that I will not succeed. No, there's no demon anywhere. You are your own demon. It's very, very important to get that very, very clear. So there are investment opportunities. And I need to also tell you that there are people who are keen today looking for where to put money. There was a business created by somebody that I know, Farm Cloudy. How many of us have heard about Farm Cloudy? Yeah, Farm Cloudy. Farm Cloudy is a business where you don't need to be a farmer. You just drop your money and you see how your money is working for you. And after they made money, because they have large acres of land, planting a lot of things, when they have made the money, they will declare dividends and your money, and you get good returns. And they're giving back good returns, very good returns. Now, that's a great idea. But when you package it well to the right kind of people, people started putting in money. At least I know what people are putting in there. Serious money. So don't let us leave our mind around, oh, there's nobody to support it and all that. It's just that you don't know today, but those things exist. So take time, package it well, search for the right information, go online, your phone can browse the internet. Just type your Google idea pitching. There are a lot of angel investors are now so many in Nigeria. At least those that I know. I know of Venture Garden. Venture Garden, they are big angel investors. Venture Garden Nigeria, write it down. Venture Garden, they're investing in people's business, and I know about it. Some of them, they invite me to their pitch panel to look at the stock. Then, if you have an idea that has never been seen before, and people don't believe in it, I think the question is, the truth is, number one, you are presenting it to the wrong people. That's it. You made a special type of cassava, and you are presenting it to an engineer. It's about the audience, so you need to know your audience well. I want to pitch something to a banker. The first thing a banker wants to know first, before the idea is, how much money will come out of this? You must understand the mindset of the person you are presenting it to. And that's why I would suggest that idea, because it also teach you how to sell your idea within 1 minute. Many of us, we have an idea, sell your idea. You can spend 2 hours. We are still waiting to know what you are selling. You are spending 2 hours, and my uncle said this one, and my brother said that one. What is the idea? Any idea that you cannot sell within 1 minute is not an idea. Get that clear. Simplicity, relevance, appropriateness, clarity, succinctness are the things that defines a great idea. I hope that made some clarity to the program. Okay.
I just want to contribute a little to what my brother said here. I hear oftentimes that when people say they want to start a business, my brother here is smiling because he knows we go way back. I hear people say they want to start business, and they're waiting for someone to give them money. I'm going to give you 2 examples. I started my business way back in 1996 with 1,500 naira. We've gone on from then to recruiting over 300 staff. Incidentally, one of our biggest jobs was for my guy here. And then we scaled down today. Maybe times have changed and things would be different. And if you had 1,500 in 1996, you probably need maybe 150,000 naira today. But that's not the basic point of this fact of the story. When I started then, all I had then was God and what I had of Him. And I'll let you into the situation then. At that time, I think there weren't, all the GSMs weren't up fully then. I couldn't even afford to buy the phone we used then. I remember a friend of mine that said, wait, there's no way you're going to do business without being reachable. So he bought a Starcom's line, wireless line, was a big box. I think it was 804. I remember the number until recently. And what we just wanted then was, look, we're just going to go out there, we're going to be cheap, we're going to be reachable, and then we'll take it from there. However, one thing that we said to ourselves when we started, and I say we, and you're asking who's this we, I work with my wife. It's very difficult for a lot of people to do it, so don't go there if you can't handle it. And all we said then was, look, whatever happens, we just needed to earn a living. And then we tried to define success at the beginning. You're thinking, right? How do you define success from the beginning? Success is a mirage. Because the more you have, the more you want. And you will never be satisfied until you can say to yourself, I'm happy with what I have. I don't know if you understand what I mean. See, I've seen guys, friends of mine, who put $1 million in their boots, and that's for the weekend. You think it's a joke? I have friends today who will put a couple of dollars in their pockets and it's just money to spend. I won't do it because I don't have it. I have enough. I'm happy with what I have. What I'm saying to you more or less is this. Number one, if you're waiting for someone to just give money to you to start a business, you may have to wait a long time. And I'll tell you why in the second story. What I think you need to do is you need to start with what you have. And I can give you several examples. I know a young lady that wanted to do, event planning? And I said to her when she said, sir, how do I start? I said, first of all, go and learn the basics. So she went, learn the basics. And I said, first things first, register your company. Most of us don't want to register our companies, but we want to do business. If you want to work for an MTN, how will they pay you? You want to go in there, collect the money, and spend. But that's not how it works. You need to understand how that works. You want to register a company so you have an identity. The banks know you. When you also meet anyone, you can have a business card to say, this is me, this is who I am, and then they can pay you. Then you also need to be able to account for what you earn, because it's the biggest killer of businesses. I said earlier on, I said define your success before you start. What I'm saying to you is this. Do you realize that today what you have is someone's success? Where you are standing today Whatever you have that you're complaining about, if someone could get it, he's successful. But you are not happy, so you forget to thank God when you wake up. How about the one that slept and didn't wake up? No matter how much money you have, no matter what it is you think you're running after, if you don't get up the next morning, somebody else is going to take advantage of that. So be happy with what you have to start with. And then make yourself comfortable in starting with what you have. If you can do that, I'll tell you the advantage of that. If we get into the second story, I have a friend who wanted to start a business. And of course, because he feels uncomfortable in business, he came to me and said, "Well, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do." I said, "Give me your cash flow." First mistake. This person is a banker. Please try and understand this. He's a banker, he's approved finances for people. And I asked him, "Give me your cash flow." Assuming that he knows what a cash flow is. Hello? Let me take that back in case you didn't get it. He's a bank man, he was a bank manager who's been approving loans for people based on their cash flow. And then I asked him, "Let me see your cash flow." And he gives me an expense sheet. There's a difference between an expense sheet and a cash flow. Your cash flow sheet shows me your income, your expense, how you intend to make your sales, and how you balance it out. So I know at some point you're going to break even or not. And then I can look at the figures and tell you, this doesn't make sense to me or not. But he gave me an expense sheet. And that went on for the first year. And then he began to blame me like a lot of you would do. When someone doesn't give you what you want, that I asked him for this. But I asked for a cash flow, I got an expense sheet. Then my wife said to me, "You know, sometimes you think everybody knows what you know." I said, "What do you mean?" He was back. I said, "He doesn't look at what I said." I said, "Really?" Okay, so I asked him to come over. And he did, and then we went through the cash flow process. And to my amazement, I realized he didn't know what cash flow is. I couldn't ask him how he was approving limits for some people. And you know what I said to him? I said, "My friend, I'm sure by the time you see this cash flow, you probably won't sleep for 2 days." And that was exactly what happened, because he made things clear for him. So you see, you need to go and learn those basic things, and it costs nothing. Half the time you spend on Facebook, Instagram, chatting with friends, if you spend half of that time studying things that relate to the business you want to do, you will realize that you're getting so much insight into what you want to do, and it becomes easier for you. Incidentally, you know what happened? I assume that because he had gone through all those stages, he would be able to handle what he had presented eventually when we got called cash flow in place. And then over a year, we spent 26 million putting the business in place. Guess what happens? As we speak today, that business is not generating 100,000 a month. Where is he going to get that 26 million from? To pay back. So if you are going to ask me for money, you will start with your cash flow. And then, you see, beyond that cash flow, I want to see whether you are really committed to what you are trying to do, or you just want to do business because your brother is doing business and is successful. There's a difference. If you have a passion for what you're doing, or what you would like to do, you do not need anybody's money to start, because the time when you are struggling through the process of learning, they call it teething period. A child cannot grow the entire teeth in his mouth or her mouth without going through that pain of it coming out little by little. And my brother said it, start with a seed. You cannot force palm tree to become palm tree overnight. It goes through a process. So why do you want to collect 10 million naira? Because that's all you think you need to start a business. There's a learning curve. And that learning curve becomes easier for you to go through when you take it step by step. Because every step of the way, when you make a mistake, you're correct, you adjust, you're learning the tricks of the trade, and eventually you get there. And then let's go back to the first one. I said, Define your success before you start. For me, when we started, my own success then was I wanted a home I wouldn't pay rent on, an office I didn't pay rent on, and then I wanted to earn a certain amount of money every year, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm successful. For some people, they need a private jet. I don't. Because I am not going to worry about the valuation of Naira and then parking fee for the jet becomes an issue. Then your asset becomes liability for those of you who know what that means. Yeah. And then you start having sleepless nights. I've seen tons of it. So you see, you find out that you're happier when you define what makes you happy by defining your success before you start. So you know, it becomes like a milestone or a goal. And then when you get there, you're happy. Anything else is bonus. So for me, in case you don't know, I'm not retired, but as far as I'm concerned, anything else I'm having right now is bonus because I defined my success a long time ago. Two more things I'll say. I'll be doing my brother. One thing, separate your personal life from your business life. Because I see that you're talking to entrepreneur, you want to start business and stuff. If you're able to separate your personal life from what does that mean? My name is Boye. If I'm starting a business called what? ABC Limited, right? If I sell shares and somebody pays me for 10 shares, where should the check go? Is it ABC or Boye? ABC. So we agree. So the check goes into ABC. How do I get paid? ABC pays me. How many of us will sincerely follow that when we start business? You know what usually happens? When you get that first check, you remember all the problems you had that you have not solved. That all of a sudden the money that you are now having that was not there before becomes on enough. So you remember your brother that asked you for 10,000 last week that you felt bad. Then you pay him the 10,000, do this, do that, then the money is gone. You have killed the company, you have killed yourself. You must be able to separate sentiments from business. Lastly, difficult for a lot of people to do. Pay your tithes. I'm in a forum where some people don't even believe in God. But you see, that's his headache. But who better to go than God? Who is likely to pay? Some say, okay, you say it's 10%. If you pay 20%, does that not mean you have credit with God? So the day he will come through for you is the day you are broke and say, I'm about to go and remember now. Stay up time about I'm broke. Before you, he said it, he goes, no man, nothing. Let me tell you a story to close this. I have 15 minutes, right? A few years ago, we did a job for one bank. I won't mention the name or somebody like that. And they owed us a lot of money at the time. And it was so difficult. At that time, we were robbed in the house. And robbers came to the house. Shot my security man. And then we had to move out of the house, move out of the same thing to a hotel. We couldn't go anywhere else. We didn't have money. And then they paid part of that amount of money. And guess how much the tithe was? It was in 7 figures. If you're in that situation, what would you do? Somebody was laughing back there. I shut my eyes and prayed. The rest is history. Today, things are different. What I worry about is not what I will eat. I'm not saying I'm going to buy anything. But because I defined my success, it became easier to deal with. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was very comprehensive. One more question. You see, I also tried to define this before we started. Because I know how this thing works.